Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to our live stream this week. A little bit of a change up this week. I didn't really give you guys too much notice. I didn't post anything beforehand, but thank you. Those of you who are here. Hi, Daniel and Jay Brothers, Charlotte and Christina. Hi, folks. So looks like we have some people jumping in now. We got some people joining us. If you have friends that are in the band with you, let them know that we're live right now with Dr. Selfridge, and they should tune in and ask me some questions. So what we're going to do today is I want to tell you about my week. I want to hear about maybe some of the things that your band did this week. I have a mystery instrument to show you. And if anyone has a guess what this instrument might be, I'm going to show you what that instrument is in just a few minutes. So let me tell you about my week. We had our high school band. We did a lot of rehearsing this week. We had marching band practice, and Friday night we had a football game. We went out to a local high school, and it was awesome because for the first time in a couple weeks, it didn't rain. So we had good weather. We had a great football game. We played actually, we didn't play halftime. We played the pregame show because it was homecoming for the team we were visiting. So we played the pregame. It was great. And then Saturday, we went to a band competition. I don't know if you guys have ever done any band competitions. Maybe you guys could check in and let me know if your band performed this weekend, if you were at a football game or a competition. Just let me know if you did that this weekend. We had a great time. I'm going to actually show you some pictures. So I got some pictures of my students here. We're getting ready. There's my mellophones getting ready to go on the field at the competition. We've got, let's see some other instruments. We've got, here we've got our clarinet section, and you might recognize that guy who's working with our clarinets. That is Mr. Stewart, who was on our live stream last week. He's on our staff for the marching band. And let's see, I'm going to show you some cool pictures here. Here's our drum line. So here's a little video I got of our drum line. Let's listen to that. Here we go. Here's our drum line. So that's some pretty cool stuff. The drum line warming up. And what else happened? So I ran into some of my one of the cool things I like about going to competitions and football games is I get to see students that I know from other schools. So this is me and one of my students that goes to a different school. That was fun. She takes saxophone lessons with me. That was an awesome time. So, and then at the end of the night, after all the bands performed, they gave out awards. And here are two of my drum majors with our band awards. We had a great night. We were really happy with our performance, and it was a lot of fun hearing the other bands perform. So I'm going to answer some questions right now. Let's see. Let's answer some questions. Anything popping up from our team?
I hope I said that right. Wants to know if you had to pick one instrument that you think doesn't have enough tutorials, what would it be?
You mean I guess on my channel? Well, I know that a lot of my tutorials, there's Teddy chimed in with more tenor sax lessons. Teddy, I will. I know that a lot of my videos are clarinet, flute, and saxophone. Those are probably the most that I have. Then I have some trumpet videos with Mr. Walton. I'm going to get some more trumpets soon with Mr. Walton. I've got a few French horn videos with Miss Burkhart, some trombone videos with Mr. Olson. Probably the least amount. I don't think I have any for bassoon or tuba. I have a couple videos that I've done with Carol Jansch, who's the tubist with the Philadelphia Orchestra. But my goal is to keep making videos and get videos for every single instrument. And the more of you guys that subscribe, tell your friends about my channel, the more subscribers I have, the more time I can devote to making those videos. So we did have Teddy check in and ask about more tenor sax videos. I just did. I did a new type of video last week. I don't know if did you guys see my video I just posted for tenor sax? I did a cover of Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Matter of fact, it's last week's live stream that gave me the idea to do that video. So it's a little bit of a different video for me because I didn't really teach how to play the song in that video. I just did a cover. So I just played the song from beginning to end. And a lot of you guys seem to like that video. So I'll probably do more of those in addition to my lesson tutorial videos. Let's see.
Tanya has a question. Do you have any advice on buying used instruments?
Advice on, Afmal says you pronounced his name right or her name right. I'm not sure, but that's good. That's great. Buying used instruments. Okay. Number one, if you're going to buy a used instrument, number one, your best bet is probably to buy through a music store because they will make sure that it's in working condition, and they will, if there's any problem with it, they'll probably help you out, and maybe you can return it or get some work done on it. The thing you have to be careful of is if you're buying a used instrument from just someone who's selling it, whether it's someone in your neighborhood or someone online, you have to be careful because you have to make sure that the instrument is in good working condition. If you're buying a flute, a clarinet, a saxophone, or a woodwind instrument, those can have problems. They can have problems with all the pads. So you want to double check that the instrument works before you agree to buy it. So and also make sure it's make sure it's a brand name of instrument that is one that is known for being a good quality instrument. Okay. Yes, Emma, you can sell used instruments. People do buy and sell used instruments. Actually, almost all of my instruments I bought were used. Here's my tenor sax. I got my tenor sax used. I bought it from someone online. My alto sax I bought used. Matter of fact, this was probably built in this probably made it around 1970, before I was born. So I had to drive up to northern New Jersey, and I bought this from a person who sells saxophones up there. So, Mackenzie
wants to know if you can play the Star-Spangled Banner notes on a clarinet for her, I believe. Okay.
So I have a video on playing the Star-Spangled Banner in a bunch of different parts. It's called Star-Spangled Banner for flute, clarinet, woodwinds, basically. And what that is all the parts put together from a particular arrangement of the Star-Spangled Banner that's played a lot in schools. It's the Mark Williams arrangement. So, but I'll play the melody on clarinet. I won't do the whole thing. I'll do part of it. Let me stand up so you can see my fingers. The next part is just a repeat, so I'm just going to skip to the middle. Okay, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I think someone asked about, what did they ask about? Oh, Seven Nation Army. So Seven Nation Army, you guys know this song. We play this in our marching band. What key do we do it in? So for that one, you guys know that song? That's a fun one. It's pretty easy too. I just played it with these notes. D, D, F, D, C, B flat, A. That's basically the whole song. So it's pretty easy. Any other questions?
First of all, Thiago and Amaldo are checking in from Brazil, saying hello.
Hello, Brazil. Hi, Brazil. Hope you guys are having a good day. What time is it in Brazil? I guess, is it later in the day? Let me know what time it is. And let me know what countries or states or cities you're watching from, everybody. Seven Nation Army trumpet, Sparky Pen Fortnite. I'll play that while I'm waiting for you guys to check in on where you're watching from. Okay. I will play Seven Nation Army in the same key. I started on a D. It's a little bit low on trumpet. You could probably play it. I'm going to move it up a little higher. So that's higher. I'm doing an A and C. So that's basically that on the trumpet. Where do we have any interesting, all kinds of states and countries coming through, right? We got Alabama, Houston, Tennessee, Italy. Ciao to Italy. Hello, Francesco. Oh Canada, Rocky as requesting Oh Canada on flute. I need to learn that song. I'm sorry I don't know it. I mean, I sort of know the beginning, but I don't know the whole thing. So I will practice that song for you. Okay, someone, Wild Rave, and I think some other people are really asking for some bass clarinet videos. I will add those to my list, definitely. Lithuania. Ignace is watching from Lithuania. Hi to Lithuania. Hi to Ohio and Texas and Spain. Hi, Mario. Do I have any advice playing the super high notes on clarinet? Mel 850. Okay, super high notes on clarinet. So we have our low range. We have our upper register. And then we have our extra high notes when we go into the next register. So those notes, okay? So what you have to do is some tips for those. Really make sure you're using a good band face. And then also the shape of the inside of your mouth is important. The voicing, we call it the voicing of your tongue and your soft palate. A lot of times to help you with higher notes, we think of the shape of it as if you're saying the letter E. E. So if you say the letter E, your tongue kind of goes into a certain shape, and we call that the voicing inside your mouth, and that helps you with those higher register notes. So your tongue placement inside your mouth is very important. Okay.
Awesome Queen wants to know, what's the highest note on a tenor sax?
That's a good question. The highest note on tenor sax is, well, there's the highest note that you can get with normal keys, like normal pressing down of keys. We call it in your normal range. Okay, so the highest note is a high F. I'm going to show you. High F is, I got my octave key here, my palm key, all three palm keys, plus that right here. That's going to give you a high F. See if I can show you on my fingers. Some saxophones have an F sharp right here. Now, going any higher than that, you have to learn something called Altissimo, which is kind of like these strange fingerings where you're getting basically controlled squeaks. So a high G, A flat, A, B flat, and you can go higher and higher and higher. Those are pretty advanced. And it's the same thing I was just talking about with clarinet. You have to learn how to arch your tongue in just the right way, get the right shape inside your mouth, and it comes out easier. Okay. Lowest note on the flute. We're going to get to guess. So if you're just joining us, we're going to guess this instrument. Anyone else? Put in your guesses for what instrument you think this is. Okay. I'm going to open it up in a minute. Okay. Someone asked me about the lowest. Rocky 28 asked me the lowest note on the flute. That's a great question. Our flute, our lowest notes are going to be down here on the foot joint. We go all the way down to a low D, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a low D. Ooh, you really have to adjust your embouchure a little bit to get a sort of low, how do I describe it? It's your aperture, the hole in your lips when you're blowing on the flute for low notes, it's not as focused. It's a little bit more open. Okay, then we add this key for a low C sharp, low C, low. Now some flutes, if your school flute may stop at the low C. My flute is more advanced. It goes down to a low B. So that's really low. So D, C sharp, B, C, and low B. Oh boy. So my flute has a little bit of a leak there. I got to make sure I can get it to come out. There it is. Finally got it out. So you can get all the way down to a low B on the flute. Questions? All right.
Ali Taylor wants to know, in a marching band, what glove finger should she cut off to play the clarinet?
Okay. Well, if you're wearing gloves in marching band, like if it's cold or even if maybe it's just part of your uniform, if you're going to play the clarinet with gloves on, you're going to have to get your fingertips on your thumb and 1, 2, 3. I don't really think you need to cut your pinky because, well, maybe you could cut out the pinky one too, but the pinky, yeah, probably do that too, just so you can be accurate. But the most important ones are the fingers that cover the holes, so you can get a good seal. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those would be the most important ones. Player
wants to know what cleaning supplies do you recommend to use for your instruments?
Cleaning supplies for any particular instrument or just?
Doesn't say.
It didn't say? Okay. So for a clarinet, a flute, or a saxophone, we have a cleaning swab. I don't think I have one handy. Basically, it's a cloth. It's a silk or a muslin type of cloth. It's usually about this size, but this isn't one, but it's about that size. And it has a string. It has a string and a weight on the end, and you pull it through your instrument to just swab out the moisture. On a brass instrument, we have these things called cleaning snakes. They're these long, wiry things with scrubby things on the end, and you can clean out your valves, your valve casings, and your trumpet. We can talk about, if you Google or if you search YouTube for giving your trumpet a bath or giving your baritone, euphonium, or trombone a bath, they actually show you how you can completely clean out your brass instrument by actually giving it a bath. And you can't give a bath to a woodwind instrument because that will damage the pads. So don't submerge any instrument that has pads. Don't submerge it underwater. That's bad. But a brass instrument, you can actually give it a bath. It's kind of fun. The mystery instrument. Why don't we get to the mystery instrument? Okay. So have you, my support team, have you been noticing any guesses coming through?
There have been some guesses. I haven't recorded them though.
Okay. Well, we have some people guessing. Now's the time to get your guess in. Okay. We have a couple people saying violin. Christina says it's a ukulele. Teddy says a low B flat clarinet, viola, aerophone. Dan Castro says soprano. Jacob says I am cool. Thank you, Jacob. Trombone. Okay. I think I got to go back and see who the first person to get it right was. Okay. I got the name. I know the name of the person who guessed it right. I'm going to open up the case now. Okay. Give me a drum roll at home, please. Okay. Drum roll, please. Here is the case. I'm going to open it up. Okay. Now do we know what it is? Can you see it? All right. I'm going to take it out. And Daniel or Danny, is that who got it right? I got to scroll back and see who got it right. Whoever said Dan Castro. Dan Castro was the first one to get it right. Congratulations, Dan. It is a soprano saxophone. Very cool. A lot of times, people that don't know what a soprano saxophone is, sometimes people think it's a soprano sax is a clarinet because it's straight like a clarinet. See? And they're about the same length. A soprano sax is made of metal, brass, okay? And it is basically a saxophone that's straight because the neck doesn't curve. A soprano saxophone is exactly, can anyone tell me what key a soprano sax is in? What key is a soprano sax play in? Just like another saxophone. Good. Headline pianos got B flat. You are correct, and Dan was correct too. So this is my soprano sax. I have a little story about this saxophone. This saxophone is very special to me because I bought this saxophone when I was in Paris, France. And does anyone know what very famous brand of saxophones are made in Paris, France? Does anyone know what brand of saxophones are made in Paris, France? Fortnite legend Tyler got it. It's Selmer. Some of you guys got it. Good job. So here's my Selmer soprano sax. I bought this in Paris, and it is just a really cool color. See how it's like a silver finish with the gold flat finish of the keys. It's really cool looking. So here is soprano sax, and let's take some requests of what I'm going to play on soprano sax. Anyone have a request of what I should play? Bestie wants me to play Seven Nation Army. All right, Mr. Noob says Pink Panther. Okay, here's Pink Panther. We'll do it. I'll do it in D minor. I'll move it down so you can see. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Noob. That was Pink Panther. Flight of the Bumblebee. You guys are really testing me here. I don't know the whole Flight of the Bumblebee. Has anyone seen? I'll play the beginning of it. Flight of the Bumblebee begins like this. Stuff like that. I don't know the rest of it. Has anyone seen? There's a video that kind of went viral the past couple of years of a high school student playing Flight of the Bumblebee on alto sax. You should Google that. Check on YouTube. High school student plays Flight of the Bumblebee. It's really awesome on alto sax. So Careless Whisper. Do, 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 do. Oh. There's Careless Whisper for you. I have a video on how to play that on Tenor. There you go. Anything else coming through? Question-wise?
Let's see. Well, Snoopy Doopy wants to thank you because they switched from to flute, and your videos really helped.
You're welcome, Snoopy Doopy. I do have flute videos pretty much taking you from the very beginning, opening the case through learning how to hold it and your first couple of notes. So I'm glad that was helpful.
I want to know if you have a tutorial for doing that on the sax, the whisper.
Careless Whisper. I have a tutorial for alto sax posted. I don't have it for, so if I did a tutorial on tenor sax, that would also be the same. It would also work for soprano sax. It would also work for clarinet. So maybe I'll do a tutorial for that. I'll teach you the beginning of it. The beginning of it, these notes will work for tenor sax, soprano sax, clarinet, and trumpet. It starts on an F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, E, B, G. F sharp, E, B, G. And then F sharp, E, B. Then it goes D, C, D, C, G, E. C, B, G, E, C. Then it just goes down to a B and does like a minor scale. That's the whole thing. Okay. What else are we seeing here?
Ace Trick Shots wants to know, do you have a brand of euphonium that you recommend?
Well, the ones, the first one that comes to mind is I know Yamahas are good, and actually, if any euphonium players out there want to chime in, I'm blanking on the other brands, but I know Yamaha does very good brass instruments. If anyone
wants to know if you have any advice on alto sax to buy.
Alto sax, I definitely would look at Yamahas and Selmers. Yamahas and Selmers tend to be the most expensive. You can also look at some really good saxophones by P. Marriott and Eastman. They also make really good instruments. And Yanagasawa.
Yu Gonzalez wants to know if you want to play Uptown Funk. Can you do that?
What instrument?
Doesn't say.
Okay. What instrument should I play Uptown Funk with? Let's see.
You check in.
What's that?
I'm asking you to check in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you could check in, whoever requested Uptown Funk, let me know what you want me to play it on. Oh, we're getting the votes. The votes are coming in. I haven't played any flute. I didn't really play any songs on flute yet, so I'll do it on flute, okay?
Yeah, there were a couple of requests for flute.
Cool. So and then when it gets to the fast part, oh boy, I have to practice that. Right. So there's a little bit of it for you. Do I have a video on that? I don't even know if I have a video on that. Can you guys give me a little check-in now of, Bestie says they're going to cry if I don't play Seven Nation Army. On what? Bestie, don't cry. What instrument should I play Seven Nation Army on? And then I also want to know, I just did Perfect by Ed Sheeran. What should be my next cover? What song should I do a cover on? So give me a song and an instrument that I should do a cover on. I need some ideas. Dan Castro wants to know how much did what? What do you see?
Yeah, that's it. He wants to know how much your soprano cost.
Yeah, how much did my soprano cost? It was kind of expensive. So yeah, it was between $5,000 and $10,000. It was pretty expensive, but it was really a special instrument because actually, here's the full story behind it. When I tried out this soprano sax, I asked the store, I said, this color of this instrument is so cool. I've never seen a saxophone with this sort of flat silver finish and the matte gold keys. And this, this instrument actually is a one of a kind in terms of the coloring of it. They only made one prototype with this particular finish of the matte silver and the matte gold. So I really wanted to buy it. And so it was a little bit expensive, but I really love the instrument. It sounds amazing. So it was worth the investment. Musical instruments are usually almost always worth making the investment because they pretty much hold their value. Let's see here. Oh, I'm getting some requests of my next cover. 21 Pilots. I don't think I've done any 21 Pilots. That would be a good one to do. So guys, we are this time always goes by really fast. And so we are actually at the 30-minute mark, and it's about time to say goodbye. But I will be back next week. And how was this time of day for you guys? Was this an okay time? I'm still settling on what time I'm going to do this every week. So today's was at 5 o'clock here on the East Coast, which made it, headline says perfect time. Thank you. A lot of yeses. Well, of course you're all watching, so I'm glad it was a good time for you. Ace says after 5. So right now we did it at 5 p.m. on the East Coast, which is about 2 o'clock on the West Coast. And in Europe, I think it's going to be like 10 or 11 or 12, which is kind of, yeah. Francesco says in Italy, it's 11:30 p.m. Sorry, it's so late for you guys over there, because I love all of my fans everywhere, especially those of you that are staying up late to watch me. I appreciate it. 21 Pilots. Nikki wants to know if I can do a video of Mr. Stewart. I'm going to have Mr. Stewart on again. He's a really cool guy. He's a lot of fun. It's 1 a.m. or it's 1 p.m. in Alaska. Okay. Mario on clarinet. Ignace in his country, it's 12:30 in the morning. Okay. Well, you guys have all been really, really awesome. Fantastic. It's been a really fun live stream. And I will be back next week. And I'll be bringing on some more special guests. Okay. So leave me questions you'd like me to answer. Leave me requests of songs you'd like me to do, and instruments you'd like me to feature. So for now, everybody, I want to say thank you to my question team. Thank you for helping us out there on the chat and with our questions. And I will see you guys next week. Make sure you have fun and you go practice those instruments. Okay. See you later. Bye-bye.